Welcome to another Sports Weekly special. This week we've come across London to the London Borough of Ealing and the home of Ealing Trailfinders Rugby Union Club. Now they play in the Championship, one level down from the Aviva Premiership, and we're here today to talk to press officer Jeremy Inson and catch up with one of their players, the winger Phil Chesters. Only 8 miles west of London lies the London Borough of Ealing, handily situated at the end of both the Central and District lines, and only a 20-minute journey into the heart of London. Being historically a staging point for goods coming into London, it soon attracted more wealthy people wanting to live in the city away from the grime of inner city life. Ealing is the capital's greenest borough, and tucked away close to Pitzhanger Park, we find Ealing Trailfinders Rugby Club. I'm Jeremy Inson. Jeremy, welcome to Sports Weekly. Thank you for having us here at Trailfinders.
Pleasure to
be here. Tell us a little bit about the history of the club.
We're one of the old clubs back in the classic Victorian era. Club was founded back at the end of the 19th century. Always played around here, played all the clubs through the years. Towards the end of the century, we were based over in Greenford, the far end of the borough. Not particularly great grounds on Horsenden Hill. Little stream which used to overflow in the winter months, and we were playing London 1, 2, 3, that level. There was a feeling that needed to come back into Ealing itself towards the Broadway. The GWR ground where we are now was the lease came up in 1999. We put a bid in for it. So did Trailfinders, who won the bid, but they then turned around and asked us to be their anchor tenant. So we moved in here in 1999. Mike Cudmore joined the club 2001 as director of rugby, put together a bit of a 5-year plan, took the club into the national leagues, and from then on they continued to grow with the backing of Mike Gooley and Trailfinders, all the way through to winning the National 1 title in 2012-13, and then the first year in the Championship in 2013-14. Relegated that year, but came back 2014-15, won National 1 title, and into our second year in the Championship.
So I'm here with Phil Chesters. Phil, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
You're a winger. Tell us a little bit about what a winger entails.
So we're based on the outskirts on the edge of the pitch, and hopefully the ball comes towards us. So ideally the forwards do what they do in the middle of the pitch, and then the ball gets chucked wide to the wingers. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you've been with Ealing Trailfinders. I think this is your 8th season.
8 years. Yeah.
You must have seen a lot of change.
Yes, feel like part of the furniture. So first when I joined, we were part-time in National 2, and we trained 2 nights a week. We trained on a muddy grass pitch. We didn't really have the best sort of facilities with regards to what you see just right next to us. And now we have 2 4G pitches. We're full-time. We have sort of double the amount of staff, double the amount of players. Yeah, so it's a really good setup.
With a tough Championship season ahead of them, Ealing adopted a tough approach to their programme. With pre-season friendlies ahead, they looked at strength levels, aerobic capacity, cardiovascular work, speed development, and the reduction of any unwanted fat the players may have accumulated in the off-season. Very different to before the professional era. Rugby is a very different game since the advent of the professional era, with full-time players being looked after by a whole team of backroom staff. From the nutritionists to the strength and conditioning coaches, the physios to the player liaison officers, no aspect of a player's daily life is unattended to. last season obviously was consolidation. This season, suddenly Ealing are a force to be reckoned with, fourth in the table at the moment. What's the difference?
I think recruitment. I think this time last year, Ben Ward, our director of rugby, started bringing players in, picking up good championship players who knew what the championship was about, and probably the big one was Mark Bright, who arrived around about February, March from London. Scottish, well-known campaigner at this level, England Sevens cap, and I think him joining gave everyone a boost, attracted other players, and that helped. And then also brought in Alex Codling as head coach, capped for England, played top 14 Premiership as a player, coached in England, in Wales, and in Northern Ireland at the time, working for Ulster, and came over as our head coach. And again, I think that experience he has, that understanding of the game, has helped lifted us and helped bring the best out in the players.
You say you're full time here now. So what's the difference between part time and full time rugby?
So part-time would be you train in the evenings, so you have a full-time job outside of rugby, so you do your 9 to 5 job, come to train in the evenings 2 nights a week, whereas now this is your 9 to 5 job. So we come in, we're here at 7:30 in the morning to start at 8:30, and that's what happens every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now obviously we've seen you training today. Yeah. Is that a normal day, or do the days differ?
So the structure is the same each week. So we do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday we have off, and the template for each day is pretty much the same every week, depending on what day we play. If we play a Saturday, then it's the same. Sometimes it might change with a Friday game or a Sunday game. But what you saw today is sort of pretty much a normal Tuesday.
Between them, head coach Alex Codling and head of strength and conditioning Tom McLaughlin really put the team through their paces, with tackling and scrummaging drills to dealing with a high ball to speed and flexibility. The players seem to hang on their every word. Is it the fact that you've got private money? Obviously, you've got Mr. Gooley's money, whether that's Trailfinders money or not, I don't know. Do you think having that, like a benefactor like Mr. Gooley, do you think that's beneficial to Ealing Trailfinders, or is it going to be a situation where he takes the money out and Trailfinders falls over?
He's very keen. He's certainly. I don't think he's thinking on those lines of taking the money out. It's the Mike Gooley Charitable Foundation who funds us, and so it's not quite a direct route of money into us. But no, he's very keen for the club to do well. He's sort of backed up what he's done in terms of the infrastructure he's put in place, the people he's chosen. Very successful man in the travel business, Trailfinders are. So yeah, I can't see him pulling out anytime soon. He's used that money wisely. I think that's the thing. Some people might think it's just the money being thrown at it, but he's very judicious, very very thoughtful about where he puts the money, and I don't think he would just throw money at things. Doesn't just throw money at things, but make sure what he spends has a benefit, and that's why the club has moved up through the leagues, and why we're on a sound financial footing and able to bring in those players, and hopefully they'll make it continue.
Yeah. So Ealing Trailfinders last year didn't have a fantastic season. I'm not going to say it was a terrible season because you stayed up, which was great. What's changed? You're fourth in the league, 31 points, I think, right now. Qualified for about to qualify for the quarterfinals of the BNI Cup, or I think you need a point to finish top of the group.
Point of the weekend, yeah.
What's changed?
I mean, the hardest thing coming up from National 1 to Championship is consolidate. So if you can stay in the league, then what that does, it opens up avenues for new players. Players see that you can actually stay in that league, gets more sponsorship, things like that. So it's a big task to stay up. You don't want to be that yo-yo club, and we unfortunately did that the first time we came up, but we managed to stay up last year, and I mean we've managed to keep the core of the squad and brought in some more players, which has helped strengthen the squad. We've brought in Alex Codling and a new strength and conditioning coach in Tom. I think just all those little aspects has helped kick on this year, and it seems to be working on the pitch.
So obviously, as you say, you've got the 4G pitch here. Does that give you home advantage or away disadvantage?
A little bit of both, I guess, especially around the winter time, because obviously this doesn't change no matter how much it rains or snows. You go away to somewhere like Leeds, where at the weekend it could be a little bit muddy. Definitely, I would think it would give us a home advantage, just because we train on it every day. Whereas a lot of teams would train on the grass, and it is slightly different underfoot, and it will take 20 minutes just to get used to, so hopefully it gives us a bit of an advantage.
Ealing Trailfinders have really made a home for themselves at Vallis Way. Having installed a 3G synthetic pitch, games now rarely or ever get cancelled. They now also have a second pitch, new car parking facilities and much more, making it easier to ground share with rugby league side London Broncos. Well, you've got a fantastic setup here, as you can see behind us. I know there's now 2 4G pitches here. Do you think that gives Ealing Trailfinders an advantage, having the 4G pitch that they're used to, or a disadvantage when they play away from home? I actually asked Phil Chester the same question.
Well, I think he'd probably give you the better answer, being a player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, again, it comes down to the players you have on the field, I think, as much as the surface. But it allows you, I think, as much as my technical knowledge on the game of rugby union can be counted upon, but I think it allows a consistent style of play throughout the year. You know, it's going to be a firm pitch underfoot in January and February is just as much as in September, so you know that your home games you can play a certain, probably quicker, faster style of play than you would do if it was turned into mud at this time of year as it was in the past. I think it does have its downsides, and not downsides, but there is that concern that when they travel away, things might be different. For instance, we're going, playing Yorkshire Carnegie, Scarborough in the Cup. Last weekend, as we did, it was a heavier pitch because you're in Scarborough. It's the Yorkshire coast. It's going to be wet. It's going to be windy. The pitch is going to be a lot heavier. But that's where having the more experienced players, having someone like Alex Codling in, understand the need to change that, and you tweak your training sessions accordingly, so you are prepared for that type of surface.
Ealing Rugby Club is now the premier venue for rugby in West London, with the club now thriving at all levels. The men's section fields 4 sides, with the Exiles and Evergreens growing stronger each season. The minis and youth sections have teams in all age groups, and on Sundays the club is a sea of green and white clad junior players with over 750 registered youngsters. They're fortunate to have a fantastic partner and main sponsor in Trailfinders, and their facilities at Vallis Way are superb. So we're in the borough of Ealing, large ethnic population. Do you find that there are a lot of ethnic minorities come to watch the game, or is it still considered a kind of middle-aged white guys game?
I don't know. I mean, you do see a few, but obviously that is definitely less than, like you said, the average sort of middle-aged white person. And obviously, like what we're trying to do today, we're trying to really sort of open it up to the whole borough. It doesn't matter sort of where your background is.
Is there a big community programme within Ealing Trailfinders?
Yeah, especially through the minis and the juniors, they really try and advertise through the schools and through the local clubs and get people in early, and then hopefully getting the kids down here gets the parents down here, and then parents talk to their friends, and then that gets to sort of the adult sort of programme with regards to advertising and marketing to try and increase the crowds.
Excellent.
Hey, catch Hello, everybody! Is everyone having a good night tonight? Couldn't quite hear that. Is everyone having a good time tonight? Just want to say a massive thank you for having us tonight. And before we sing you a Christmas carol, I just want to remind you that we got a Christmas match on the 17th December against Bedford Blues.
Ealing have always had the reputation for being a very community and family-orientated club. They're involved in many ways and even find time to join the locals for a sing-song every now and again. Well, it was a song. So Ealing Trailfinders moving forwards. Obviously you're in the borough of Ealing. There's a large Muslim and ethnic community. Do you anticipate bringing that community to within Ealing Trailfinders?
I think we'd like to. I think there's definitely movements there. I think it's probably a grassroots up type one, in the sense that we've got a very good community team at the minis and youth, and there's a good mix of ethnic groups. Within that, Southall's not too far from here. Wembley's not far from here. So the more the name of the club grows, the more that people will be attracted to come down and try it. And like I say, if they come down at the minis and the youth level, it's very successful, very well run, very welcoming, very friendly, very social part of the club. So coming in at that level, wanting to play rugby through seeing it on TV or just reading about it in magazines and newspapers, and giving it a try, and then finding out more about the professional side after that. But also we have the community side, going to schools in the borough, non-rugby playing schools, state schools, and then running competitions. We had competitions here last year at senior school level, with schools which aren't used to playing rugby, and have a greater mix of ethnicities there.
At the time of recording this programme, Trailfinders sit fourth in the championship table with, after 13 games played, 32 points. And with them having only managed 37 all season last year, it shows the effect Alex Codling and the recruitment process have had on the West London side. So, obviously, the lifespan of a rugby player is considerably shorter than a lot of other sports, because you guys are taking a pounding every week. What's after rugby for you? Do you have any ideas yet?
So I have a degree in sports injury rehabilitation. I did that at St Mary's, just in Twickenham. So at the moment, obviously, that's slightly on the back burner, rugby, because I can still play rugby at the moment. I'm still young enough. I've still got a few more years in me yet, I hope. Rugby's the main focus, and obviously, hopefully after rugby, I can then start increasing sort of that and go towards more alongside that career.
With a narrow loss to league leaders London Irish at the weekend, Phil Chesters had this to say.
We've got to take a lot of positives from that game today. We had a game plan, and we were always going to come out and try and implement that. And no matter how much they threw at us, we knew we had to throw everything back at them. It's always been the way we'd like to play, but sometimes you have to be a bit more pragmatic in this league, and you have to play the middle third. But we said this week, let's give it a go. Why not? Great to be back. Love playing for Ealing. It's been, like I said, in and out this year, but the competition in the back three's really strong. So you've got to take the opportunity when you do get the chance. And I mean, hopefully I gave a good account of myself today, and it's always nice to get the tries.
So what's been the highlight of your career so far?
Well, we've had a couple of promotions. So with Ealing being promoted, I mean, winning any sort of league, not every team, not every player actually wins a league or wins a cup in their careers. So definitely being involved in promotions has been brilliant. I've been fortunate enough to get a couple of accolades with regards to playing here and playing well. I've played for the Barbarians, so I think that would probably be my highlight. That was back a couple of years ago, yeah.
Wow. So if Ealing win the B&I Cup this year, what's going to be the highlight? Barbars or B&I Cup?
I'd have to say, I mean, the Barbars is probably something I would never do again. Not saying we might never win the B&I Cup, but a cup run is always it's like the FA Cup in football.
Absolutely.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen each round. So, I mean, it'll be up there, definitely.
Fantastic. Well, look, thank you for joining us.
No
It's
problem.
been great talking to you, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers. No worries.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you for coming.
We'll see you soon.
Pleasure,
Cheers, man.
man.
Thanks,
All the
man.
best.
Cheers. So that's the end of our time here at Ealing Trailfinders, and a big thank you to Jeremy Inson and to winger Phil Chesters, and a very best of luck to Ealing Trailfinders for the rest of the season, and we'll keep you updated. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.